Also there, you'll find stories about how today we're marking the 9/11 attacks and the terrorist attacks on America on September 9, 2001 changed the world from commerce to security and international relations. Nothing so far has remained the same since. 20 years on, Ayisha Yakubu takes a look at how the world has recovered from what has since become known as the 9/11 attacks.
The event of 9/11 has changed the world forever.
This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers.
Almost every nation across the globe was directly or indirectly affected. 3,000 individuals, 4 of whom were Ghanaians, lost their lives. And that magnitude of shock and unpreparedness for that scale of terrorism led to several changes globally across all facets of human life, from security, politics, commerce, international relations, and even what could be defined as endemic terrorism.
9/11 has brought about misery to the world, losses. America has spent 2.2 trillion in Afghanistan alone. Altogether, 14 trillion has been lost for the last 20 years in fighting the war on terror. Look, it builds the whole of West Africa with skyscrapers. So for me, 9/11 brought us no good. Not only that, all aspects of travel, all aspects of our lives have changed. Whether there is going to be a bomb from somewhere or not. Look, it's not easy now just to travel.
20 years on, the Dean of the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Dr. Vladimir Nchidanso, believes Ghana is yet to learn early lessons.
We are not security conscious. I'm very much worried about that in Ghana, because 9/11 has brought about some consciousness everywhere in the world. Ghana, we are not conscious. Elsewhere, that consciousness helps a lot. People can give the description and people will draw. Forensic artists will just draw and they'll get a person. Do we have that? Because nobody is making us conscious.
Security analyst Adib Sani says the cooperation amongst nations to fight terrorism has become better, but in the same vein, created more extremist groups.
Well, unfortunately, we thought the war against terror would bring terrorism to an end, but it's quite obvious that it has rather actually created more terrorists. Al-Qaeda in Iraq is as a result of the US invasion of Iraq. And when their leader Abu Musab al-Zarqawi was killed in the US airstrike, the group metamorphosed into ISIS. Okay, so in essence what this means is the more terrorists you kill, the more terrorists you create.
For him, countries need to invest more in the security of their citizens rather than depending on military solutions.
This is further scary owing to how porous our border crossings are, especially within the northern frontier. So there's the need for us to improve intelligence, improve cooperation, partnership, collaboration with other countries within the sub-region. We need to go beyond the militarized posture with which we fight terrorism, which I must say is amounting to nothing.
Aside cross-country and continental traveling heavily affected by events of 9/11, the financial sector and how commerce work have changed. Financial analyst Patrick Abankwaba agrees.
Sending money to Ghana was not that difficult. Even the amount that you could send was not that difficult. But now, because of 9/11, the restrictions and the controls that goes into movement of funds from one country to another has become very tough. And that has led to the setting up of the Anti-Money Laundering Act, which have been reviewed severally, because every now and then, the financial sector looks on to what happened some 20 years ago.
But for many, the world still hasn't adapted enough to the changing faces of terrorism, and more is expected to be done to avoid any recurrence. Ayisha Yakubu, TV3 News.
Well, it is 20 years since coordinated attacks on the